Hello everyone, this is Alien Reddit Stories, where I tell alien stories off of Reddit. I posted this a while back. I had a science teacher who had an abduction story, and he has the police report to prove it. Anyway, he's a young kid living in suburban America, and one night, in the middle of winter, he wakes up and where is he? He's in the middle of a effing baseball field near his house in his jammies. So he runs home a few blocks from where he was and gets to his house and it's locked. So he pounds on their door and his parents come down and he tells them what happened and they freak out and call the cops. So the police show up and they retrace his steps through the snow and there's only one mother effing pair of footprints leading from the middle of the field to his house. One direction. One set of prints starting in the middle of the field. Holy moly! That's crazy. Story number 2. About 4 years ago, me and my friend went on a cruise on a pretty desolate road. There are only a few houses and farms on the road. On our way back, all of a sudden I look up and there are probably 30 to 40 bright small lights in a double helix-like formation. I could not make out each light, but they were very bright, and I don't know, but possibly an outline of a ship or an aircraft. They seemed to be floating pretty low on the ground, about 500 to 750 feet, I would estimate. As we kept driving, we soon were right under the lights. My buddy was driving, and I had my head stuck out of the window looking straight upwards at the balls of light. Slowly, they started to dim out until there was only a few left, and then they were gone. To this day, my friend and I have no explanation about what happened, and sadly, we have no evidence. Last summer, that same friend and another buddy over of mine were up north and saw a star-like object in the sky. My buddy was like, "What the F is that?" I played it off as nothing. As we continued to watch it get brighter and brighter and brighter, and then poof, it was gone. No explanation on that one either. After these 2 experiences, I am a believer in UFOs. Story number 3. When I was probably 6 or 7, me and my family had rented a cabin in northern Minnesota. The cabin was on a beach I spent the entire day at capturing crayfish with a kid whose family was renting a cabin next to ours. One night during our stay, as me and my family were laying on the beach looking into the sky, we saw what we thought was a shooting star. I was only 6 or 7, and this was the first shooting star I had ever seen, so I was very excited. As we gazed at the night sky, we were shocked to see another shooting star that seemed to be headed right toward the first. Now we started to get worked. Oh my God, are they gonna collide? And other statements like they were exchanged among us. I don't know what that means. Now is when things get interesting. As the two stars go closer to one another, it started to look like they were slowing down. When they were right in front of each other, one moved down as the other moved up, and the 2 bright lights in the sky started to circle each other, around and around. My oldest brother was the first to say it. It was a UFO! When I heard that, I sprung to my feet to get my buddy I had been collecting crayfish with. My mom stopped me and told me that they might be sleeping and would think I was crazy. Once I sat back down, the 2 lights in the sky continued their dance, moving away from each other, then closer, around in circles, and after about 2 minutes, they were gone. I was left wishing I had seen more, and I'm always having a reason to peek at the stars now. This is going to be our final story of the day. It's going to be a good one. Well, hopefully it's good. It looks pretty good. I actually read these for the first time as I'm reading them to you, so that explains why everything is not exactly seamless and smooth and perfect. But I digress. I have story number, whatever story we are in. I think it's 3, possibly 4. I don't recall. I have posted this before. I don't know if it was a dream or not, but it felt so damn real. I was about 15 years old. I found the actual document that I have written. I was in my brother's room when I woke up in the middle of the night. I remember this day because it was the 3rd night that Kat's family was staying over until they found a house. It was a cold night for being a midsummer. I woken up from my dream to cover up myself in blankets. As I turned over, a clothes hanger fell onto the floor. I didn't clean off the bed very well as I was tired that night. I closed my eyes to fall back to sleep when I heard the bedroom door crack open. My dad came to check to see if no one broke in. The door cracked open even more, but slightly. My toes began to tingle, and then my feet. My heart started to pound like crazy. I wasn't scared. I was confused. As the tingling feeling moved up my legs, my heart started to pound even more, and I started to get scared. I'm afraid to open my eyes because something scary was coming into my room. It can't be my dad. I know that for sure because I can sense something evil or paranormal entering my room. My breathing began to get heavy and hard. I wanted to look at who was entering my room. I moved my head to look at the door, but I couldn't. I couldn't move at all. I moved my fingers around. They couldn't move. My toes? Nope. My arms? Nope. I became paralyzed. My God. I was facing the wall. Since his bed is against the wall of the bedroom, I could open my eyes, blink, and look around. I kept eyes closed. My left eye is being shielded by the pillow, but my right eye wasn't. Whoever or whatever is in my room could clearly see if I'm awake or not by looking at my face to see if my eyes were open. Was I asleep? Was I in a dream? I can't tell. I felt drugged. I was going through a trance of being awake and having a dream. Every second I would be in a dream and another waking up. I tried my best not to dream or fall asleep. How can sleeping at a time like this? How can I sleep at a time like this? I said to myself. I forced myself to stay awake. I still couldn't move. My heart still pounding like a road jack, breaking and shattering a paved road. I didn't want to open my eyes. The only thing to help me identify what I was in my room was my ears. I listened carefully. Shink. The door's hanger moved a bit. The clothes hanger moved a bit. My heart pounded even harder and faster. Something is definitely in my room. The clothes hanger moved. This is enough proof for me to start screaming my head off. Once I screamed, my dad will rush in here, kick the guy's ass. Ah! I screamed. Wait, didn't I just scream? Why didn't anyone come to my rescue? I didn't scream. I lost my voice. All that came out of my mouth was breathing, as if I were trying to frog my glasses to clean them. I tried again, but all has failed. I know for sure that this thing is in my room. I knew I wasn't asleep anymore. I was dreaming again, in and out, and more frequently than normal. It's out of control. This has to stop. I had to do something. I have to hit this thing and turn on the light. I laid there on my bed for a few seconds to build enough courage and determination to break this bind, this spell. And once I did, chains and locks strapping me down to my bed broke as I grabbed my pillow and hit the damn thing. The impact of pillow hitting this thing brought me great joy, and I knew it knocked it off balance and into my nightstand. With much relief, I knew I had to find out who this burglar was. I turned on the light. I woke up with the morning sun shining into my room and pigeons singing their morning tunes. I am able to move my body again. My goodness, sir, you have a melodramatic flair. This story, however, I feel like you might have just been dreaming because it's many factors. The fact you're going in and out of sleep, the environment never changed. You're in the same place, in and out, in and out. You're not entering any other realm, any other space, any other room, any other facility. You're simply just going in and out of your sleep, and you seem to be in one singular transitive state, which implies to me that you're in one consistent sleep, and hence the sleep paralysis. Now, as far as your screams, I would answer you're dreaming. As far as you're not moving, I'd answer you're dreaming. Your body was in a state of paralysis. Or alternatively, some sort of an interdimensional transhumanist ethereal being entered your room. Some sort of smokeless fire, some sort of unseen creature, unknown forces entered your room, sedated you somehow, physically, metaphysically, ethereally, somehow entered your body and shut off your nervous system, your parasympathetic nervous system, your autonomic nervous system. My God. And did whatever it wanted, for whatever purposes it designed. I don't know what his purpose was or what his design was, but I do know this much. You have a purpose. Yes, you, my dear listener, you have a purpose. Now listen carefully. This is your purpose. Hit the subscribe button. Do it! It will liberate you. And I'll see you next time in Alien Reddit Stories.